It's day 3 of the 2017 American Athletic Conference Swimming and Diving Championships here in Houston, Texas. I'm A.B. Bakhta alongside Danny Yoho. Danny, where do the teams stand for the men and women following day 2 of the competition?
Currently, we have Cincinnati's women team leading by 4 points over Houston. So we're excited to see what happens tonight with Houston. I mean, this is their home pool, so we got to see what they can do. And for the men, we have East Carolina leading. They are 34 points ahead of Cincinnati men. So some great swimming tonight by them. And we have SMU's Bryce Klein. Looks like he's going to try to make a rally for them.
Yeah, he's been doing the best they can. SMU and the men's tied for 3rd right now. Let's take a look back at what we saw yesterday from the events that went on. Let's start off with Bryce Klein. Like we said, he did great on the dives. His twists were unbelievably quick. Those entrances could have used a little bit more work, but still enough to get the win. He did not break the meet record, but he did defend his gold medal. Let's move on to Cincinnati's relay.
Well, we had Cincinnati women win the 200 free relay. They came from behind with the anchor leg Jacqueline Keir, who posted a final split of 21.63. She actually dropped half a second from her 50 time of the night.
And moving on to SMU's relay of the same race, Christian Strubel was the anchor. He's the 2012 Olympian competing for the Austrian team in London. So great to see SMU just trying to fight back and do as much as they can during this championship meet.
Absolutely. It was great to see that race. And for the women, the 50 free, we had Jacqueline Keir again winning that race with a time of 22.19. And tonight, we're going to see her compete for the 4th year in a row to defend her 200 free title.
And on the 200 IM is Laura Latero from U of H winning gold, representing Houston in her home school. It's great to watch that. Right now, we're going to see a lot more racing today. Speaking of, you mentioned Jacqueline Keir competing, defending her gold medal for the 4th year in a row. We also have another swimmer, Marne Rasmus from SMU. She's competing in the 100 fly later today, defending it for the 4th year in a row. So a lot of great swimming, a lot of great diving ahead of us. We're looking forward to it. We hope you are, and we hope you join us here on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
To discover your power, you have to innovate, inspire, be up for the challenge, have the drive to achieve and the vision to transform. To unleash your power, boldly forge ahead to a place where nothing holds you back. This is the University of Houston. Welcome to the Powerhouse.
This is a classroom.
This is a lab.
This is a study break.
This is family.
This is our backyard.
This is Yukon.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Back in Houston, day 3 of the 2017 Swimming and Diving Championships hosted by the University of Houston. We got a great lineup ahead of us today, starting off with the award ceremony for the women's 200 individual medley, which was won by Laura Latero from the host school, University of Houston. So we'll get to her a little bit. Let's just go ahead and detail what we have coming up ahead of us today. We're starting off with the women's 400 IM, followed by the men's 400 IM, and then the 100 butterfly for the women. The same thing on the men's side, 100 butterfly. Moving on to the women's 200 freestyle, that race highlighted by Jacqueline Keir. She's the 3-time defending gold medalist, going for the 4th one in a row. And then on the men's side, the 200 freestyle, followed by the women's 100 breaststroke and the men's 100 breaststroke. Coming up after that will be the women's 100 backstroke, followed by the men's of the same race. And then the women's 3-meter final, the only diving event for this evening, followed by 2 medley races, the women's 400 medley relay and the men's 400 medal relay. That will be the last event of the evening. Like we said today, right now we have the women's 200 IM winners being announced. And there you see right there, that's Tulane's Michelle Zelnick, and right there is Cincinnati's Samantha Wheatley accepting her silver. And the freshman Laura Latero from Houston accepting the gold. This race was swum last night, however the awards being presented this evening. And Danny's standing by.
I'm here with Laura Latero, champion of the women's 200-yard IM. Congratulations. I hear you broke your own school record. That is an exciting feeling. And you are a freshman, so how does that set you up for the rest of this meet?
I'm just excited that I'm going best times. I'm happy that I'm scoring points for my team, and that's what I'm going to keep trying to do. So,
absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you swim some more. Congratulations. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. And speaking of swimming, it's the women's 400 IM consolation heat about to go underway. You see SMU's freshman Agatha Magner in lane 1, and lane 2, Caroline Sheehan from Cincinnati. In lane 3, Hira Fakri, the junior from ECU. Lane 4, Hannah Herbst, sophomore from Houston. In lane 5, Maria Jimenez Pion, the freshman from Houston. In lane 6, Steve Sopapone from Cincinnati. In lane 7, Jordan Morling, the freshman from Tulane. And in lane 8, Emily Remier, from Tulane as well. This is the consolation heat for the women's 400-yard individual medley. And they're just about to get on the blocks there. And the first race of the evening. And a good turn there, looked like from in lane 2, Caroline Sheehan from Cincinnati. Just about to finish off with the butterfly.
These girls are going to have to take this fly out long and strong. This is a grueling race. 400 IM, 100 of each stroke. So it can get very, very tough there in the last 200, 100. So they've got to stay slow and controlled throughout.
We'll see U of H's Hannah Herbst. Looks like she's first off the turn. Excuse me.
Hannah Herbst actually was the winner of the console heat of the 500 free last night. So great swim by her, and she's doing great in this event as well.
Moving
so
on
hopefully she can keep it up.
Moving on to the backstroke now.
She's still got a great lead.
Trying to be as quick as possible on those turns. However, in lane 2, Caroline Sheehan from Cincinnati. And in lane 1, Agatha Magner from SMU. Keeping up with Hurst.
Great underwaters by those two. Certainly caught up on that last turn.
Right now, it looks like SMU. Magner with a good start. It looks like she's taking the first spot so far in this race.
Magna's underwaters are incredible. She's definitely pulling away from the pack with those.
Definitely some separation. And in lane 7, Jordan Morling catching up from Tulane. And Hannah Herb seems to be falling behind on the backstroke.
This is where it starts to get tough. This is where all the hours that you put in during practice start to set in.
Right now, it's Agatha Magner from SMU in the lead. Going into the breaststroke. See over in lane 7, Jordan Morling. She's up there in the top spot right now. Caroline Sheehan from Cincinnati in lane 2 with the black cap. You see her right there. Keeping an eye on SMU's Magner. And Hannah Herbst coming back.
In lane 5, yeah, she is going for it.
Sorry, that's actually Maria Jimenez-Pion there from Houston. So Maria doing a good job.
A fantastic job on that breaststroke. That's where people really get separated in this race, is the breaststroke. You can see who the true IMers are by their ability to hold on through breaststroke,
And
butterfly.
She's took a great lead there. Over in lane 7, Jordan Morling in second. Right now, it looks like Maria Pion is doing a great job in lane 5.
Let's make sure she can hold on through this last 100.
Very quick on those turns.
This is where we're going to see her start picking it up. This last 50, see the feet start kicking? They're just bringing it home now.
She's coming in strong off the turn. Does indeed. Right now, it looks like Maria Jimenez-Pion will win the Consolation heat.
Amazing job.
For the women's 400-yard individual medley. It's a close race for second, however, her teammate right there. And it will be Hannah Herbst who wins second, followed by Jordan Morling in lane 7 from Tulane.
Great job by those girls. It's got to be exciting in your home pool to be able to pull that off.
You can see that right there, teammates embracing. And you see the final results from all 8 swimmers. The women's 400 IM Consolation heat to start things off on day 3. And let's take a look back at what we just saw. So that was a good start over in lane 1 by SMU's Agatha Magner, but you know, she had the lead early on, couldn't hold on to it.
It's tough in this race because so much can happen. I mean, it's a 400 IM. It's a very long race. It's very grueling, and it's several different strokes. So depending on the ability throughout, anything can happen.
Right. So, Danny, let me ask you, whenever you're swimming, you know what? We'll talk about that later, Danny. I'll bring that question back to you after we take a quick break on the American Digital Network.
When it comes to learning at Tulane University, there are no boundaries. Architects and scientists in New Orleans, doctors and public health experts in Africa, history and language scholars in Latin America, legal students and professors in Europe, business students in Asia. Tulaneans are all over the globe, and the world is their oyster. We've got that and a lot more right here at Tulane University.
And we're back in Houston. You see the swimmers entering the natatorium, ready to get on the blocks now. It's for the women's 400-yard IM final medal race. You see two lanes, Olivia Johnson warming up, getting ready. In lane 1, we have SMU's Kirsty McLaughlin. In lane 2, Samantha Wheatley from Cincinnati. And in lane 3 from ECU with the yellow cap, Julie LaJoy. Her team, another fellow junior from SMU, Matea Samardzic. In lane 4. And in lane 5, Olivia Johnson, the freshman from Tulane. In lane 6, Emma Smith, the sophomore from Connecticut. In lane 7, Elena Kutsavelli from Houston. And in lane 8, Victoria Gillett, freshman from ECU.
So we actually have in lane 2 from Cincinnati, the junior and defending champion from 2015 and 2016, Samantha Wheatley. See what she can do tonight.
The first medal race of the evening. Off to the butterfly, very quick.
They're definitely going to want to pace themselves on this. Got a long race ahead of them.
Right now we see in lanes 2 to 4, staying pretty close to each other. Samantha Wheatley, Julie LaJoy, and Matea Samardzic.
In lane 6 right now, we have Emma Smith, who is the winner of the 500 free last night. And she actually dropped 9 seconds to get into this final tonight. So great swim by her. And she's got a tough meet ahead of her. I mean, she has the mile tomorrow, 400 IM, and 500 yesterday. So definitely some serious mental toughness from Emma.
Right now we see 2 ECU. We see in lane 3, Julie LaJoy with the lead. But on the backstroke, it looks like right next to her, Samantha Wheatley trying to make up some ground. And SMU, Matea Samardzic, coming in off the lead on the turn.
Definitely separating herself on this backstroke here.
And it is Matea from SMU separating herself on this backstroke. Dan, I think you said it in the consolation heat. It's in these slower strokes that they have to really try to make up their ground.
Absolutely. Everyone has their specialty stroke, and even an IMer, there's something that they're best at. And so things kind of go back and forth between all these girls depending on what stroke it is and who's the best at it. So it's always up for grabs in an IM.
So now they're moving on to the breaststroke. And Matea separating herself from the field.
See if she can keep this speed going throughout the breaststroke.
Right now for second, it looks like it's Olivia Johnson from Tulane. But SMU's Matea Samardzic.
We're seeing some great pullouts by Matea. She's certainly separating herself with those.
Looks like she's swimming by herself right now.
Very, very far ahead of the pack. She has done a great job.
She does have the quick fastest seated time in the preliminaries with a 4:12.74. Separating herself in the field by almost 4 seconds during the prelims.
She is back with a vengeance tonight. She actually added about half a second this morning from her entry time. So I think she has some fight in her tonight. And she wants to show everyone she deserves that top spot.
And right now into the freestyle, just full force now. Trying to just keep those legs steady until the last 100.
All she's got to do now is hold on. I mean, she's got a lead.
Quick on those turns, just Thinking about herself, I think, not worried where everyone else is in the field, in the pool.
At this point, you're racing the clock. And it looks like she wants a time
that she can be proud of.
That she can be proud of. That's exactly right.
Well, it will definitely look like SMU's Matea Samardzic will take the gold for her team. And SMU continuing what they've done throughout this meet for the women's side. Finishing in second is Olivia Johnson from Tulane, and in third is Julie LaJoy from ECU. See a smile on Matea's face, just happy, excited that she got this win for SMU.
Great final split as well, 28.6. After a 350, I mean, that is pretty impressive.
Tough to do, but she got it done. And let's take a look at what we just saw. Nice race by Matea Samardzic. And we really saw the separation coming up in the second stroke. During this stroke, exactly the backstroke, she started to separate herself from the field. And what really stood out to you when you watched this race, Danny?
I mean, the way that she separated herself on that backstroke and her underwater pullouts on the breaststroke were phenomenal.
Yeah, and she was relieved to be done with the race, just happy, it looks like, to win the gold for SMU.
I think she certainly looked at the scoreboard. It looks like she dropped over 6 seconds from this morning. I mean, that's incredible. She was back with a vengeance tonight, and she definitely showed us.
All right, we'll be back with the award ceremony shortly on the American Digital Network. Taking a quick break.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
Back in Houston, we just saw Matea Samardzic win the gold for SMU in the women's 400-yard individual medley. That award ceremony coming up shortly. Men are getting ready to race in the Consolation heat for the men's 400-yard IM. See them there walking up towards the blocks. Just trying to get prepared. Julie LaJoy from ECU coming in with a final time of 4:22.11. And Olivia Johnson from Tulane coming in with 4:17.88, earning the silver. Matea Samardzic from SMU, the junior, winning gold. And Danny standing by with Matea.
I'm here with SMU's Matea Samardzic, the winner of the women's 400-yard IM. How did that race from this morning fuel you for tonight?
Well, this morning I just tried to get into some rhythm and prepare myself for tonight because I have 2 more races left, and I hope that goes well as this race.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to see you swim. Congratulations again. Back to you, AB.
She definitely seemed fueled. I mean, she beat her prelim time by close to about, almost a second there, and just amazing stuff we've seen from these women's swimmers. And the men's about to show off what they have in the same race, the men's 400 IM. It's the Consolation Heat about to start. Over in lane 1, we'll have Keanu Kitching, sophomore from SMU. In lane 2, Tyler Jones, the freshman from Cincinnati. In lane 3, Alan Lee, sophomore from UConn. In lane 4, Ryan DePietro, junior from Cincinnati. In lane 5, Brandon Cole, the junior from Connecticut. In lane 6, Pat Cavanagh, junior from Connecticut as well. And in lane 7, Duncan Brookover, the freshman from SMU. Just getting loose, waiting for the referee waiting for the on your blocks call. On your marks, excuse me.
It's definitely hard on a long race like this to have to stand behind the blocks for this long. You want to rest your legs and make sure you're not using too much energy standing there. So it can be a little bit tough.
We saw that a couple times today in some of the races. The men or the women were having to test their patience, standing out there for a couple minutes at least before they were able to get on the blocks and start the race. So we'll just see what they have in store for us, I guess.
Well, certainly the agonizing feeling of waiting while you're standing behind the blocks is it can overwhelm some people. So hopefully these guys, they're prepared for this. This is something that people practice during training. So hopefully, this isn't getting to them in any way, but it's brutal doing that.
Did you ever experience something like this during your collegiate career?
Yes, I've certainly had times where, we've had to take our mark multiple times, or we've been standing behind the blocks too long, and it can wear on you. I've had some times where it's definitely gotten the best of me. So hopefully that's not happening with these guys tonight.
Well, we hope not. We hear their names about to be announced now. No, it's just a matter of you're getting in that mindset, and then you're having to wait for such a long time. But they're close to pro athletes here, so we expect the best from them.
You see SMU's Duncan Brookover there in the last lane.
Only 7 racers, only 7 swimmers in this race. This is the Consolation Heat for the men's 400-yard IM.
Some great dives, some great underwaters from these guys.
See over Keanu Kitching in lane 1. Was quick off the blocks. It's looking really close after the first 25.
Actually, in lane 5, we have Brandon Cole out of Connecticut, and he actually dropped 14 seconds to make it to this console.
So a good swim for him in the morning.
Incredible swim for him in the morning. So we're excited to see what he can do tonight. See if he can drop a little bit more. Maybe he was holding back. I mean, that would be amazing if he was.
In lane 6, Pat Cavanagh from UConn was the first off that turn. But Looks like in lane 4, quick swimming from Ryan DePietro, Cincinnati. Right now between him and Pat Cavanaugh. Moving on to the backstroke. Lane 7, Pat Cavanaugh again, quick off the turn, but Ryan DePietro right behind him. Looks like it might be in front of him now, actually.
Yeah.
We're seeing Keanu Kitching in lane 1 right there. Might be in a quick third. Now it's Cincinnati's Ryan DePietro. Ryan DePietro still in the lead. Looks like Pat Cavanaugh in second. Maybe Keanu Kitching in third, moving on to the breaststroke now.
We'll see who starts to make the push during this breaststroke.
Yeah, well, I thought we'd see more separation during the backstroke between lanes 4 and 6, but they're staying pretty tight. Still Ryan DePietro there on the breaststroke.
Looks like Keanu Kitching is starting to make a little bit of a rally there in the breaststroke, so let's see if he can hold on here.
Yeah, looks like he's fighting for the third spot currently. So Ryan DePietro and Brandon Cole in lanes 4 and 5 respectively, in first and second.
Like I said earlier, it's anyone's game in this 400 IM.
You know, it looks like Ryan DePietro is taking much smoother strokes on the breaststroke than was Brandon Cole in lane 5.
Here we go in that last 100 now. These guys are going to race this last 100. Nobody's going to hold back on the first 50 and then bring it home on the last. They are going to go all out, and this is where you're really going to see some people break apart.
Yeah, right now it's between DePietro and Cole in lanes 4 and 5. Lanes 4, DePietro in first right now off the turn, followed by Cole. It's going to be a race between first and second. Maybe even a closer race for the bronze. Because DePietro looks like he's going to try to take it home. DePietro coming in strong, Danny. And doesn't look like he's going to have to look behind here.
Great finish.
And Ryan DePietro from Cincinnati with the gold medal in the men's 400-yard IM. Followed by Brandon Cole in lane 5 from UConn. And finishing third was Keanu Kitching from SMU.
Great job by those guys. For a little bit, it looked like Brandon Cole was going to really try to get in there and make a break for it, but I don't know if he had enough gas left in the tank on that one.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. You know, he looked like he was pushing it as hard as he could, but couldn't catch up to Ryan DePietro. You see the final standings there. DePietro, the junior from Cincinnati, finishing with a final time of 2:56.21. And Danny, take a look at those splits.
Those are some great splits. 25.2.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, Victoria. We're going to take a quick break, before we get to the award ceremony.
For now, the ECU men's swim and dive team is split in two, half on purple and half on gold. But after their inter-squad meet, the Pirates are going to come together for a goal they've accomplished the past 2 years.
I'll say there's nothing like that feeling of winning last season, so we absolutely want to go back and repeat.
Or three-peat. When the team entered a new league 2 years ago, they wanted to bring home ECU's first American Conference Championship. However, one just wasn't enough.
You know, 1 is great, 2 is unbelievable. The third one may be, you know, last time the girls did it, they called them a dynasty.
If this past weekend was any indication of what lies ahead, the Pirates could be even better.
This purple gold meet actually is one of the fastest I've witnessed my past 2 years here. And we're just trying to stay on top, bring back another championship to Greenville, and hopefully we can do that.
But their early success in the water may have started on land. During the month of September, the Pirates competed against each other out of the water in team building exercises such as a scavenger hunt and ropes course.
So our ultimate goal all year, but especially in the beginning, is to try to get everybody really close, care about each other.
And we're back in Houston. Danny, I think I got a little bit ahead of myself there on that previous race. That was the consolation heat for the men's 400-yard IM. We're about to see the medal race now for the men's 400-yard IM. In lane 1, Brandon Keller, the sophomore from Cincinnati. In lane 2, Bolek Polakowski, the junior from ECU. In lane 3, Esteban Araya, junior from ECU. In lane 4, Jonathan Gomez, junior from SMU. In lane 5, Matthew McDonald, the sophomore from Cincinnati. In lane 6, Matt Echenay, sophomore from Connecticut. And in lane 7, Nathan Jones, the freshman from Cincinnati. And in lane 8, Manuel Alvarez Garcia, sophomore from ECU. So now it's the medal race. Hoping to see a good one. That prelim was, the consolation heat was a pretty good race to watch itself too.
That was a great race, and I'm excited to see what these guys have in store for us.
So we see 3 teammates from ECU, all with the yellow caps. All about to start things off here, the men's 400-yard IM.
We've seen a great showing by the ECU men's team, currently in first place at the beginning of this night. So excited to see what happens by the end.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well in an average performance overall. And they might have not won as many races as other teams have, but they're placing in the top 3 in almost every category.
Absolutely, and that's what matters. As long as you get swimmers in multiple events in the top 3, you can certainly rack up some points. And they've had a lot of depth, too, especially on their relays.
Jonathan Gomez in lane 4 already separating himself. We'll see how much steam he has left towards the end of this race. Just only getting started here with the butterfly.
And Jonathan Gomez was actually the winner of last night's 500 free for the men. So we saw a lot from him yesterday. So I'm really, really excited to watch him race. I mean, he has had a phenomenal taper. His coach rested him the right way because we have seen some incredible, incredible things from him.
And in the prelims this morning, his times, he beat everyone else out by about 3 seconds. A little over 3 seconds, actually. So maybe this separation we're seeing right now isn't an unusual thing from Gomez. This is the quickest we've seen a swimmer separate him or herself tonight.
I would say he's also back with a vengeance. He almost added a second and a half this morning. So he is back here. He's probably holding back a little bit this morning just to save himself up for tonight. He knew he had a steady first seed, so he is ready to go.
Well, right now he's in a steady first place. SMU's Jonathan Gomez, the junior.
We are going to see some incredible things from him tonight.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it as they're on to the breaststroke now. We see the first yellow cap in lane 2, Bolek Polakowski. He looks like he's in second place, but on the turn you see Gomez from SMU. Right now in second is Polakowski. Let Gomez continue to creating that separation between him and the rest of the field.
Polakowski doing what he can to hold on to second. Start to see some of the other guys inching up here, though, on the breaststroke.
And Gomez, like you mentioned, Danny, he is the 500 freestyle champion from last night. So I'm sure he can turn it up here as he's about to go into the freestyle for the last couple lengths of this race.
He, too, having some brutal races. I can imagine he's going to swim the mile tomorrow. So to have to swim this many distance events and swim them this fast that is so hard on the body, and he is doing a great job of it. Like I said, he had a fantastic taper.
Yeah, it's quite taxing on their bodies and their minds.
Absolutely.
So coming into the last 50 is Jonathan Gomez.
and he is bringing it home. It looks like he has a ton of gas left in the tank. This isn't even phasing him.
He could do another 200, 400, I think.
I don't know if he'd want to do that.
Well, Jonathan Gomez coming home, separating himself completely from the field, taking gold for SMU. The junior, Jonathan Gomez. It's going to be a close one for second. ECU's Polakowski with the silver, and third will be Esteban Araya from ECU as well.
So we actually had Jonathan Gomez just set a meet record, it looks like, in that 400 IM.
Big time, too. The previous record was 3:47.88 set in 2014 by Sawyer Franz. And wow, Jonathan Gomez beating it by close to 3 seconds.
He definitely tore that race up. I mean, that was phenomenal.
We're watching. We're going to take a look back, and you're going to see exactly what Danny and I are talking about. Usually in these medleys, especially this 400-yard IM, we're seeing the racers kind of split themselves, separate themselves during the breaststroke and the backstroke, the slower strokes, but he was just off to a phenomenal start and never looked back.
He definitely didn't. He has strength in all 4 strokes, and he showed it tonight.
He was taking long lengths onto the freestyle now and just finishing it with no one near him. Jonathan Gomez with the gold for SMU in the men's 400-yard IM.
Great swim by Gomez there. That was fantastic to watch.
And we're going to take a quick break before we get to the medal ceremony here on the American Digital Network.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
When it comes to learning at Tulane University, there are no boundaries. Architects and scientists in New Orleans, doctors and public health experts in Africa, history and language scholars in Latin America, legal students and professors in Europe, business students in Asia. Tulanians are all over the globe, and the world is their oyster. We've got that, and a lot more, right here at Tulane University.
Back in Houston on day 3 of the 2017 American Athletic Conference Swimming and Diving Championships on the American Digital Network. We just saw the medal race for the men's 400-yard IM with Jonathan Gomez from SMU breaking a meet record. Amazing stuff. Beat it by close to, like we said, he had a final time of 3:43.97. The previous meet record was set by Sawyer Franz from UConn on February 21st, 2014. So it's been a few years since that record has stood. And great to see Jonathan Gomez just go out there, take everything he has and took it out in the pool and just came up with a great victory for his team. And also credit to the silver and bronze medalist, Polakowski, the junior from ECU, and his fellow teammate junior as well, Esteban Araya, finishing in second and third. Now, Danny mentioned during the race that ECU was in first place with 327 points on the men's side, and this is mainly the reason why. I mean, in all these races, if they're not winning gold, they're coming up in either silver or bronze, and it's just that consistency that's allowing them to stay up in the standings, in the rankings, through day 2. So with day 3 starting off, ECU, credit to them. Good way to start off the evening's events. You know, we're just about to get the award ceremony underway for this race. And you heard his name being called there. That's Esteban Araya being awarded the bronze medal. Proud moment for these young men. His teammate Polakowski, fellow junior. Here comes the champion, Jonathan Gomez. Danny standing by.
I'm here with Sawyer Franz, the previous record holder for the men's 400 IM. How do you feel about this record being broken?
I mean, I'm excited to see. He's only a junior, so it's going to get faster, and records are meant to be broken. So it's an honor to be here to see it again. It's awesome.
And Jonathan, we meet again. You won the 500 free last night, and now today with the 400 IM. How are you feeling about this meet? I mean, you're doing a great job.
We're feeling great. We came prepared. We work hard every day, and work works. So we're thankful for the results we're getting, and we keep working hard.
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely showing and paying off. Congratulations again. Back to you, AB.
Well, he prepared for sure. Thank you, Danny. Jonathan Gomez, hometown Cali, Colombia. He's a junior, like we mentioned. His main positions in this in the championships are the swimming the butterfly, the IM, and the freestyle. And he showed off his skills there, definitely with the butterfly, just taking a lead. And like Danny said, he won the 500 free yesterday. He actually set a school record with 4:17.68. Unbelievable stuff from Jonathan Gomez. See the ladies getting ready for the women's 100-yard butterfly. This is the Consolation heat. It's going to be a quick race. There we go. That's Katie Gobb in lane 1 from Cincinnati. In lane 2 is Eliza Manning. In lane 3, Sophie Nothmigel. In 4, Anna Svan Bergson from ECU. In lane 5, Alex Brindisi from Tulsa. In lane 6, Victoria Galit from ECU. In lane 7, Jasmine Williams. And in lane 8, Hannah Rogers from SMU. Coming in, closing the halfway through this race. Consolation heat for the women's 100-yard butterfly. Looks like in lane 1, we see Katie Gobb, the sophomore from Cincinnati. But over in lane 5, it looks like, quick off the turns, Alex Brindisi from Tulsa. It's coming up quick. Lane 3 is moving in. It's going to be a close touch on the final. And it looks like in lane 3 with Sophie Nothmigel taking first place. Followed by in lane 4 was Anna Swan Bergson with second. And in lane 5, Alex Brindisi with third from Tulsa, from Tulane, excuse me. See the final standings there. Sophie Nothmigel finishing with a time of 55.21, followed by ECU's Anna Svan Bergson, 55.49, and Alex Brindisi from Tulane. Straight 5s across the board for her.
Sophie Nothingale posting a time of 29.10 on that last split. That's a great job by her.
Yeah, and we're about to see the final participants coming in soon. And the women's 100-yard butterfly. We have a big story coming up. You may see her there with the red hat. The second swimmer with the red cap from SMU. That's Marne Erasmus. She is a senior swimming for SMU. She has won this event 3 times in a row, the 3-time defending champion. And we mentioned it earlier on during the beginning of the broadcast. She's only one of 3 participants in this championships that has this opportunity to defend a title for the 4th time in a row. Just amazing stuff.
It's an incredibly tough thing to do. The pressure you get alone from being a 1-time defending champion, let alone 3-time defending champion, is wild. So to watch her have the opportunity to get this for a 4th time is incredible, and it's an amazing thing to get to say that we've seen.
Yeah, she's over there in lane 4. You see her right there trying to amp herself up, get ready. It's a big race, probably if you'd ask her right now, the biggest race of her collegiate career. I mean, she's won this event 3 years in a row. Just unbelievable pressure to try to do it 4th time.
Absolutely. And she definitely has a fuel to her. You can tell this is your last one, and you want to go out with a bang. And so she'll be doing that tonight.
Well, she'll definitely be trying. She has a lot of good competition ahead of her, but in those prelims, she always separates herself when it matters, and this is the race this is where it all comes down to tonight.
Absolutely. She's going to put all she has into this.
And they're off in the women's 100-yard butterfly.
Great starts.
Marne Erasmus with the red cap in lane 4. Keep an eye out for her. And her teammate right next to her in lane 5, that's Erin Traha.
Girls taking it out fast.
That's Erasmus on the right side. There she is back in lane 4. Still first off the turn right there. Her teammate right behind her in a close second.
Very fast time of 24:08 by Erasmus.
That's Erasmus on the right side of your screen. Taking a lead, trying to separate herself. Her teammate's still right behind her, but Marne Erasmus doing a great job. And Danny, it looks like she is going to do it.
Holding off the pack.
Erasmus, the 4-time champion of the women's 100-yard butterfly. What an accomplishment.
51.42, great swim.
Beating her prelim time from this morning.
Looks like we actually have a meet record there. 51.73, record held by Erasmus.
She held the meet record and the pool record, and she's beaten both of them now.
Awesome job by her.
All right, we're going to take a look back at what Marne Erasmus just did. Just a great swim and amazing accomplishments from East London, South Africa. Marne Erasmus coming to SMU, bringing in a lot of talent. There you see on the finish there, her teammate Erin Traha finished in second.
Looks like we actually got an NCAA A time from that. So that was an incredibly fast swim.
Just a great swim, and finishing in third was Anna Cheesebrough, from SMU. So by the looks of it, it looked like SMU actually swept that race. We were just too caught up with Erasmus and her glory. But SMU continuing to establish themselves in the women's side of this race. I mean, in the overall team standings, they're just doing incredible.
Great job by them, and actually that's not going to be Erasmus' last swim because she is going to be competing at NCAAs with that one.
So congratulations to her, just amazing stuff. I know, Danny, you're going to catch up with her later. We'll see what she has to say, but unbelievable performance from Marne Erasmus, senior from SMU. Marne Rasmus bringing her teammates in. Great moment for her and her teammates. Well-deserved accomplishment.
I'm here with Marne Erasmus, the winner of the women's 100-yard freestyle butterfly. Excuse me. So you set a meet record, NCAA qualifying time, A cut, and this is your 4th time to defend this title. Amazing things as a senior, and what does this mean for you going forward for the rest of this meet?
I'm so happy that I got the A qualifying time, and to win this race for the 4th time, my whole college career has just been so amazing. So I'm really happy that I could defend my title, but I'm so happy for my teammates that we placed 2nd and 3rd as well. And I think Erin is so young, she's going to do really well the rest of her career. But for me, tonight I have the Medley relay, so I'm going to do the 100 fly again, and then tomorrow the 200 fly, which is not as good as my 100, but hopefully I can stay up there with these 2 ladies because I think they're better than me in the 200.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tonight, and we certainly look forward to watching you swim tomorrow as well, and look forward to seeing you at NC's. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. A very humble response from Marne Erasmus. The men's 100-yard butterfly consolation final underway. We see over in lane 5, looks like Ralph Koo off to a good start from SMU, the freshman. We see through Ralph Koo in lane 5, and in lane 2, Nick Batsky. His teammate doing well in lane 4, Garrett Carson, SMU. So SMU trying to stay strong over there in lane 6. We see George Epsley. And we're going to see who it comes down to. SMU staying strong. It's going to come down to the touch. And it was Ralph Koo from SMU finishing in 1st, with Nick Batsky, his teammate, in 2nd, and in 3rd was George Epsley from Cincinnati. So quick men's 100-yard butterfly before we head into the final medal race.
So far, seen great 100 flies from SMU.
See the final results there. And we're about to see the final race, but before that, we'll take a quick break on the American Digital Network.
This is a classroom.
This is a lab.
This is a study break.
This is family.
This is our backyard.
This is UConn.
And you see the final participants of the men's 100-yard butterfly coming in the medal race for this event. A lot of great swimmers. It's going to be, we're expecting a closer race this time around. And we'll just see how it goes. You hear the lane announcements being announced right now. We'll go ahead and do them as well. In lane 1, Tyler Zieg, junior from ECU. In lane 2, John Metaxas, freshman from Cincinnati. And in lane 3, Victor Martins dos Santos, sophomore from ECU. In lane 4, Gustavo Santos with a time of 47:19 in the prelims. And in lane 5, Simon Goldcheck, sophomore from SMU. In lane 6, Will Hicks, senior from ECU. In lane 7, Maxime Cadet, sophomore from ECU. And in lane 8, Kyle Kimura, the junior from UConn. And this is the men's 100-yard butterfly final heat. And they're off. 5 swimmers from ECU competing in the 100-yard butterfly.
Some quick starts there by those guys.
Well, it is a 100-yard race, and like we said, we're expecting a close one based on the prelim times. We'll see how it goes. It's always different in the final heat. More adrenaline rushing through their bodies. Right now, it looks like lane 4, Gustavo Santos with the lead from ECU. And it'll stay that way on the turn. Quick on the turn next to him was Simon Golchek. And they're about, it's going to come down to the final. Golchek coming in strong, but Santos with the touch, getting the gold. With the silver will be Simon Golchek, and with the bronze, Martins dos Santos. So it was close, like we anticipated.
Absolutely. That was a great job at holding off Martins dos Santos by Gustavo Santos on that one.
And Simon Golchek finishing with the silver from SMU. So 5 total ECU swimmers in this race. 2 of them medal in first and third, with the silver going to SMU, Simon Golchek. And we're going to see a quick replay of the race.
Looking back at this, on that last turn, it almost looked like Golchek was going to come in.
Definitely. I mean, it wasn't until like maybe 10 yards towards the end where we saw Santos really make a move and just take it right there. Some good congratulations there. Just, ECU doing what they do, medaling. ECU doing what they do, just medaling in each race, as many as they can. And they're just continuing their performance, their consistent performance.
Very consistent by those guys. Great showing at this meet. I'm here with Gustavo Santos, the winner of the men's 100-yard butterfly. As a
freshman to come in and get a title like that. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it was amazing. I'm here for only a couple of weeks and already had a great swim. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, it was exciting to watch, and we look forward to seeing you these next couple years and for the rest of this meet. Congratulations again. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. And we saw the men's 100-yard butterfly, and about to get underway will be the women's 200-yard freestyle consolation heat. That's Sarah Wanasek, the junior from Cincinnati, in lane 1. In lane 2 was Morgan Tassick, the freshman from Tulane. Lane 3, Maddie Hoke, senior from SMU. Her teammate, fellow senior, Ursha Bazan in lane 4. Sarah Lobbs, Rocky Lobbs, as her teammates call her, the freshman from Cincinnati, in lane 5. In lane 6, Sydney King, junior from Cincinnati. In lane 7, Birdie Burke, junior from ECU. And in lane 8, Margot Manning, senior from UConn. Looks like on the turn, SMU right in the middle. Ursha Bazan in lane 4, quick off the turn, but in lane 2, it's Morgan Tassick coming up in a quick second. Women's 200-yard freestyle consolation event. And SMU's Ursha Bazan was quick in lane 4. Her teammate right next to her, that's Maddie Hoke. But she seems to be falling behind. Staying close third right now, but in second looks like Morgan Tassick, the freshman from Tulane. Still a lot of race to go. 200-yard freestyle consolation heat. And you heard it there, 50 yards to go for all the swimmers.
And this is when they really start kicking, really start sprinting, and really bring it home.
Entering the final length, SMU's Ursha Bazan, but her teammate, Maddie Hoke, coming in quick. Maddie Hoke pushing hard. And in lane 6, we have Rocky Lobbs from Cincinnati. It's going to come down to the wire, and it looked like Sarah Wanasek from lane 1 ended up getting the W.
Amazing job by Sarah Wanasek. We saw her pushing throughout this race, and she was neck and neck with Morgan Tassick and also with Ursha Bazan, and in the end she was the one that just pulled through on that last 50.
I mean, lanes 1 through 3 finished in 1 through 3, all within just 4 100ths of a second between 1 and 2nd.
It all came down to that last split. She posted a 27.63.
So great.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
And there you see the women's 200-yard freestyle final participants coming in. And right there is Cincinnati's Jacqueline Keir. We can't stop talking about her, really. And she's just, what she's done in this championship meet already is worthy of notability for Cincinnati. And we just saw SMU's Marne Erasmus complete the feat of defending a gold medal 4th year in a row. And Jacqueline Keir is about to do the same thing, at least attempt to do the same thing in the women's 200-yard freestyle.
It's amazing. We get to watch this twice in a row, hopefully.
It's an honor.
in lane 3, we have the home pool advantage with Xenia Yuskova, U of H.
Yeah, U of H trying to bring an upset here against Jacqueline Keir. Quick times on those prelims. Not as much separation as Jacqueline Keir has created in the past on those times. But she'll definitely try to get this gold for herself and for her team.
We'll see what she can do tonight.
Andrew Santa, the junior from SMU. And Michelle Zelnick, sophomore from Tulane. The race Jacqueline Keir has been waiting for. She's over in lane 4. The black cap separated between the white Mustang and the white U of H cap. And they're off. The women's 200-yard freestyle. We'll see how those turns look for Keir early on.
We're seeing a very, very smooth stroke by Keir. She's not putting too much effort into it in this first 50, which is good for her because she's going to need some fuel in that tank to bring her home. And so strong and smooth on that turn, and it looks effortless.
She definitely makes it look easy. Xenia Yuskova from Houston, she was second off that turn. Looks like she'll continue to remain at second after that one. 2 yellow caps, ECU's Tori Engermeyer and Marion Abbott in lanes 1 and 2 coming in close to third. But right now, Jacqueline Keir in the first spot.
Now, I know we can't stop talking about Jacqueline, but just to see the range that she has is phenomenal from a 50 to a 200. But we can't out-count Xenia Yuskova. I've had the honor of training with her, and I mean, she works so hard day in and day out, and it would be amazing to see her win something like this in her home pool.
Yeah, you definitely see her pushing as hard as she can in that second spot right now. Jacqueline Keir in first. And entering the final lap.
And this is where they bring it home. They use everything they've got left in the tank for this one.
The final 25 yards for Jacqueline Keir.
It looks effortless. I mean, she is going for it. And she doesn't even have to kick on this. I mean, she's got over a body length.
And Danny, she's going to do it again. Jacqueline Keir, she knows what she did. Winning gold for the 4th year in a row in the women's 200-yard freestyle. Unbelievable accomplishment.
She brought it home. It looked effortless. She's got a split of 26.81, which is incredible to see.
And she just beat her own meet record from 2016 from last year's championships meet.
She is having an outstanding meet.
Let's go ahead and look at second and third as well. Xenia Yuskova and Vicky Cunningham in third. Let's take a look back at what we just saw. An amazing swim from Jacqueline Keir, beating a meet record. And we'll try to take a look back at that race a little bit later on in the broadcast, but remains the same. Jacqueline Keir, just unbelievable performance, winning gold, 4th year in a row.
Great, great job by Jacqueline Keir. I mean, she is having a meet to remember, and what better time to do it than your senior year?
I mean, 2 seniors we've seen today. We've had the honor of witnessing, as you said, Danny. I mean, Marnay Erasmus from SMU winning earlier on today in the women's 100-yard butterfly, her 4th gold medal in a row for that race. And now we just see Jacqueline Keir, the senior from Cincinnati, doing the same in the women's 200-yard freestyle. So whether it's the butterfly or the freestyle, they have their own races and they're excelling, just, you know, dominating. There's no other word to describe it. It's pure dominance.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to try to take a look at the replay of the women's 200-yard freestyle. Here we go. Jacqueline Keir is quick off the blocks, as she always in, and Danny, those turns were as smooth as silk.
They certainly were, but just the way that she can maintain that power without exerting too much energy in this race is what really set her apart from the crowd. I mean, you can see it's just effortless, and she's not spinning too much. She's not kicking too much. It's just smooth.
Yeah, a smile on her face. Well deserving again of the 4th gold medal. A kiss to the crowd from Jacqueline Keir.
I'm here with Jacqueline Keir, the senior out of Cincinnati and winner, 4-time winner, I should say, of the women's 200-yard freestyle. So let's go through the laundry list first of things that you just achieved. You have won this event 4 times, which is outstanding. You also got an NCAA A-cut, also outstanding, and you broke your meet record. So what does this mean to you doing this your senior year?
Senior year is definitely special. I think for this meet, it's just preparation into NCAAs.
Well, we look forward to seeing you swim the rest of this meet, swim at NCs, and congratulations again. Fantastic job. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. We saw, Danny just mentioned NCAA A-cut, and she earned an honorable mention last season. All-American honors at the NCAA championships in the 100-yard freestyle, placing 15th in the nation. She also qualified for the NCAA meet in the 50 and 200-yard freestyles. But great accomplishments from Jacqueline Keir. We'll see what the future has in hold for her. This race currently watching the men's 200-yard freestyle, the Consolation heat. We see over in lane 4, Connor Davis, the senior from Cincinnati, trying to close out his senior season the best way he can. And right now he's in first in lane 4, Connor Davis. And it looks like over next to him on his left side in lane 6 is Carl Bishop, the freshman from UConn. In second, but they're all lanes 1, 2, 3 trying to catch up to Connor Davis in lanes 4. Lane 5, Carl Bishop, between Bishop and Davis right now. But we see Brady in lane 3 coming up quick on the turn. And Carl Bishop trying to make the turn, but Connor Davis just being quick on those turns underwater. Able to get ahead as soon as Bishop looks like he's catching up. Davis tries to take over. Same thing again right there. Bishop looked like he had the lead on the touch, and then Connor Davis underwater just passes right by him.
Those underwaters are crucial in a race like this. You get to save a little bit of your energy, not having to exert yourself, actually spinning your arms. And it's a little bit less turbulent underwater, so they can actually get a little bit farther.
But on the last touch, it doesn't really matter. Carl Bishop gets it done. What doesn't matter, I was saying, was the turns underwater. With Carl Bishop just storming past Connor Davis at the end there, finishing in first.
So whoever fights to that finish, that last 12.5 is key.
Looked like it was actually Chris Breedy, too, who finished in second, with Davis finishing in third. So credit to Christopher Breedy. Yeah, those underwaters can make a huge difference. They do make a huge difference. If it wasn't for that final length from Carl Bishop, Connor Davis was incredible under the water, making those turns and just staying ahead of Bishop most of the way. But Carl Bishop getting the first spot in this Consolation heat.
Absolutely. When you start racing at this level, there a lot of turbulence start to come up in the water. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you come up before those turbulence. So to have a farther underwater,
there you see the swimmers for the final heat for the men's 200-yard freestyle. Carson Klein with his goggles on, ready to go. Brother of Bryce Klein, the diver for SMU. Behind him in lane 2, Justin Crew, the sophomore from Cincinnati. In lane 3, Din Selmanovic, freshman from Cincinnati. Lane 4, John Meyer, junior from ECU. His teammate swimming next to him in lane 5, that's Blaz Demsar, freshman. In lane 6, the senior from UConn, James Donlevy. And in lane 7, the sophomore from SMU, Lucas Schenke. And in lane 8, the junior from SMU, Christian Schrubel.
now we've got quite the heat here. So we have in lane 4, John Meyer, the winner of the 50 free last night. We also have the runner-up for that event, James Donlevy out of Connecticut. So he's out there in lane 6. And then Din Selmanovic, he was actually second place last night in the 500 free. So we've got some competition here tonight.
So a good group of swimmers, Danny, the men's 200-yard freestyle. There's Donlevy there with the in the 6th lane. We have 2 swimmers from Cincinnati, 2 swimmers from ECU, 3 from SMU, and 1 from UConn. And John Meyer from ECU, quick off the blocks.
He's going out strong. He's just got to make sure that he leaves a little bit in the tank because these guys are going to give him a race at the finish.
And it does look like John Meyer is first off the turn there. In lane 1, we see Carson Klein trying to come up quick. Also towards the last lanes, we see in 6 and 8, James Donlevy from UConn making a push. But in lane 4, it is John Meyer.
Meyer's had an incredible meet as well. Like we said, winner of the 50. If he can win this 200 and possibly this 100 free tomorrow, I mean, he's going to have quite the meet.
Definitely will. It's all about, what you can do for your team in this championships meet.
Absolutely. Every point matters.
Coming in quick is John Meyer. Maintaining his first lead, but in the 6th lane, James Donlevy trying to make a push as best as he can. But John Meyer, you see him there. Quick turns, good strokes.
Nothing is phasing Meyer in this race.
And
he is going for it, and he has held this speed throughout, which is phenomenal to see.
And he will take the gold for ECU in the men's 200-yard freestyle, followed by James Donlevy from UConn in 2nd with the silver. And bronze will be Blaz Demsar from ECU.
What a great race to watch. I mean, actually, they went 1-2 in the 50 as well, so let's see if they can do that in the 100.
Well, you see the final standings there. John Meyer from ECU. Good performance from ECU. And we're about to take a look back at what they just did. John Meyer, Laz Demsar, the teammates finishing in first and third, respectively, with James Donlevy from UConn finishing in second. Standout performance from John Meyer there.
He has had quite the meet. I'm excited to see what he does in the 100 free tomorrow.
Will definitely be something worth watching. And before we go.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
We're back in Houston, about to get ready for the women's 100-yard breaststroke consolation heat. See SMU there, they're having a pretty good day today. Men's and women's finishing strong, being consistent in each of the races, trying to at least place, get some points on the board. I guess we can go ahead and give you a quick recap of the point totals. We just saw men's 200-yard freestyle. And on the men's side, it is ECU with 485 points leading in the first spot, followed by University of Cincinnati with 407, SMU with 375.5 points, and University of Connecticut with 346.5 points. And you hear the award ceremony taking place now for the men's 200-yard freestyle.
John Meyer, champion of the men's 200-yard freestyle, and also champion of the men's 50-yard freestyle last night. John, winning both these races, how does that set you up for the 100 free tomorrow?
It's got to feel good going into it. I mean, I can't wait. We had a really good morning session tonight, so we're just wanting to keep the momentum rolling and then into tomorrow, and hopefully we can get the championship.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly look forward to watching you tomorrow, and good luck and congratulations. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. John Meyer from Knoxville, Tennessee, winning gold in the men's 200-yard freestyle event on day 3 of the championships. Well, you see the women getting ready for the 100-yard breaststroke consolation heat about to get underway. Lane 1, Julie Hu, sophomore from Connecticut. In lane 2, the junior from Cincinnati, Monica Pikatova. In lane 3, the sophomore from Tulane, Lena Hayakawa. In lane 4, the junior from Cincinnati, Kennedy Herbert. In lane 5, the senior from Tulane, Joy Jason. And in lane 6, from ECU, the senior, Lauren Early. In lane 7, rounding it out, junior from UConn, Sammy Basin, in lane 8, Kylie Stoller from UConn as well. Here we go, the first women's 100-yard breaststroke consolation heat. Right now it looks like between lanes 4 and 5, with Herbert and Jason trying to stay in the top spots. With Lena Hinakawa looking like she's approaching in second right now. Right now in lane 4, Kennedy Herbert with the lead.
We're seeing some great pullouts from Kennedy. See if she can hold on through the finish. Cincinnati definitely having a great meet.
And it looked like Kennedy Herbert will win that race. Finishing in second was Joy Jason, and in third was Hayakawa from Tulane. See the final results there. Kennedy Herbert from Cincinnati, 102.23. She did beat her prelim time. And, you know, if you're swimming in a consolation race, you're just there to prove yourself as a swimmer.
You're absolutely there to prove yourself and show that there's opportunity for you to be in a final. And you want to prove that maybe you should have been there, because if the time you post is actually faster than some of the times in finals, I mean, it may not count points-wise, but definitely a pride situation there.
Yeah, I mean, right there, she finished with 102.23, and that beats not only her prelim time, but some of the prelim times from the 1 and 8th lane representatives in the final.
Absolutely. So it just goes to show, I mean, sometimes when you're on the cusp there, you can make a little mistake and end up not being in the final where you should be.
Well, these women definitely deserve a spot in the final. You see them approaching the blocks right now. Rounding it off in lane 8. 4 swimmers from the University of Houston in the women's 100-yard breaststroke final. It looked like Houston's Victoria Robic was a little slow off that dive, but trying to make up for it underwater.
This is 100, so she does have a little time to make it up. But again, this is a sprint, and it's a short race, so everything matters. The dive, the turn, the underwaters. So she's definitely got some ground to make up over there.
Yeah, right now it looks like in lanes 2, 3, 4, they're all pretty close to it, even over there in lanes 6, 7, 8. Right now between 3 and 4, that's Tara Nichols from SMU and Peyton Condis from Houston. The freshman trying to outswim the senior. Coming into the last 25, it's a close race. Looks like it's going to come down to the end. We're seeing in lane 3. In lane 2, Victoria Robic coming in strong. It's going to come down between the 2 teammates, maybe. In lane 1, Peyton Condis from Houston will win the gold. And in silver, Victoria Robic in lane 2.
also of Houston. So we have a first and second for Houston, and that's an incredible thing to watch in your home pool in front of all your friends and family. I mean, that's great to see.
Great swim from U of H. You know, they had 4 swimmers in the pool there. Definitely expect to see some medals, but the 1 and 2 spot, definitely what coach was looking for. You see the finals there, final times, Peyton Condis from U of H, and then Victoria Rabique from Houston as well, and then finishing in third, SMU's Tara Nichols.
Some serious strength from Houston on that breaststroke.
Yeah, so, you know, all of them staying as close as they can to each other. Peyton Condis just swam out the rest of her competitors in that race.
She held everyone off and did a great job.
You know, let's take a look back at what we just saw from Peyton Condis. The freshman winning her first gold medal.
Now, she didn't necessarily have the best dive, so she certainly made up her ground.
She looked a little slow off the start, but like you said, found a way to push through and make it happen.
Absolutely. All right, I'm here with Peyton, the winner. How does this feel to be able to do this as a freshman at your home pool?
It's so amazing. It's amazing that it's here, and it's amazing that I know I have my whole team behind me, and I never imagined that I would be able to do this, so I'm just so excited.
Well, we are excited to see you swim. I mean, great job as a freshman, and again, winner of the women's 100-yard breaststroke. Congratulations. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. Peyton Kahn is doing a good job of representing the host university, University of Houston, and winning the women's 100-yard breaststroke. Great performance. Well, now it's the men's version for the Consolation heat. Only 6 swimmers in this race. And they're off. Looked like a good start from lane 1. That's Anthony Della Sola.
try to be quick off the turns. And coming up first was in lane 4, Tyler Rare. Well, some good movement over in lane 6 as well from Stefan Popov, excuse me. And after this turn, they'll have 25 to go. Right now in lane 2, Mark Hunter, first off the touch. And like most of these short races, it's going to come down to the end. Cincinnati's Tyler Rare making a push forward and over in lane 6. But finishing first will be Mark Hunter from UConn in lane 3. Followed by Tyler Rare in lane 4, and in third, Stefan Popov from SMU. And those are the final times. Mark Hunter finishing with 55.10, beating his prelim time by about 86/100ths of a second. Good performance from Tyler Rare as well. Looked like he had the lead most of the time, but Mark Hunter just stormed back towards the end. Almost came out of nowhere. And now you hear the announcement for the final swim. See Josh Parmenter from ECU, the freshman. He's trying to cement his place on the team. And his teammate right behind him, the junior Andrew Queen. And in third, the third lane will be Jiga Surkovnik from SMU. In fourth is the senior from ECU, Will Hicks. In the fifth lane, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Zachary Hostafer. And in lane 6, the senior from ECU, Earl Craven. In 7, the senior from Cincinnati, Ludovico Corsini. And in lane 8, Ronan Furr, the freshman from SMU. So a couple of freshmen on each end in this race.
And in lane 3, we see Ziga Sarkovnik. And what's crazy is he's actually the champion of the 50 and 100 free for 2016. So to be able to come back into breaststroke as well is kind of an interesting turn of events for him. Typically, you see these sprinters in the 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, but he's throwing us for a loop here with 100 breaststroke in between.
Yeah, we'll see how he swims in this race, really. Jiga Surkovnik, the senior, trying to have a variety of swims, I guess, what we're saying here.
Absolutely, very diversified swimmer.
And you heard it there, the freshman from SMU, Ronan Farr. This freshman just swimming with some competitive, experienced swimmers here. 4 seniors in this race. Looked like first in was lane 3, Tyler Rare. Last to come up as well.
Actually, Ziga Sarkovnik, I mean, based off of that 50 free and that 100 free, he's had a great dive. Just because he's so used to all this sprinting, he certainly got off the blocks way quicker. So let's see if he can hold on.
Yeah, Jiga Surkovnik in lane 3, but in lane 4, Will Hicks, fellow senior from ECU, trying to come up quick. Right now, looks like he's pushing for the top spot. He's first off the turn. That's Will Hicks.
It was a battle for the first 3 spots.
Surkovnik and Hicks. In lane 3 is Surkovnik making a big comeback, and he will hit the wall first. Will Hicks hit the wall first from ECU.
Great swim by Will Hicks. He really pulled through in that last 12 and a half. You actually saw Ziga Sarkovnik, it looked like he was going to, but in that last 12 and a half, he died out a little bit, and definitely Will Hicks made his move there.
Will Hicks stayed strong with the race. You see the results. Surkovnik didn't finish till 5th. It looks like he really ran out of steam towards the end. Let's take a look at what win down in the men's 100-yard breaststroke. It was quick off the start, and there was Zerkopnik, but Will Hicks, see him over in lane 4 with the yellow cap. See him there swimming hard towards the end.
He stayed very strong and consistent throughout, and that's what really helped him bring it home. And that last, really 5 yards is where he really pulled it ahead. Awesome job.
And there you see him there, all pumped up, excited.
It's definitely a great way to start this meet. Some of these stroke swimmers haven't really started until today, so this is very exciting. This is kind of like their Thursday for everyone else, I guess you could say.
Well, you know, they're just getting warmed up in this 4-day championship meet.
Absolutely, we have some great things to come from them.
You know, right now you see some ECU swimmers there getting loose for the women's 100-yard backstroke. That Consolation heat will get underway soon after the award ceremony for the men's 100-yard breaststroke.
All right, I'm here with Will Hicks, the winner of the men's 100-yard breaststroke. Two-time winner, defending your title. Congratulations. How does that get you excited going into the rest of your event?
Honestly, that was a big race for me. I didn't have a great 100 fly. I wasn't too happy with it, but I wanted to win one for my new fiance and for my parents and my grandparents here and everybody back home. And it feels really great, and I'm really excited to swim the relay tonight.
Well, congratulations, and they're certainly proud of you. Thank you so much. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny, doing it for his family and, like you mentioned, new fiance. So congratulations on two ends for Will Hicks. And before the women's 100-yard backstroke Consolation gets underway right now, you're hearing the women's 3-meter diving participants being announced. That will take place just in a couple events. You know, we have the women's 100 backstroke, consolation, and final heat. Same on the men's side, and then we will see the women's 3-meter final for the diving, the only diving final of the night, followed by the women's and men's 400 medley relay. So approaching the last 5 events, excuse me, of the evening's total. And the women's 100-yard backstroke, you see 3 ECU swimmers, Lauren Hensley, Elizabeth Bartland, and Logan Grauman in lanes 1 through 3. Claire Golba, the freshman from Tulane, in lane 4. In lane 5, Lindsay Niehaus from Cincinnati. In lane 6, the freshman from Tulane, Gabriela Vieiro. In lane 7, Eva Golzaretti, freshman from SMU. And in lane 8, Jennifer Pennick from University of Houston. Women's 100-yard backstroke. Consolation heat.
Some great underwater by these girls.
Good start in lane 3 from Logan Grauman from ECU. Over in lane 5 is Lindsay Niehaus from Cincinnati.
In this event, the underwaters are going to be crucial for these girls.
And it's Lindsay Niehaus in lane 5, first off the turn. In lane 3, Logan Grauman from ECU. Niehaus, first off the turn, final 25.
Let's see if she can hold it through this last 25.
ECU's Grauman trying to come up quick in lane 3.
Let's see who gets the touch.
Well, looks like Lindsay Niehaus will touch first. And she will indeed, finishing first in the consolation heat of the women's 100-yard backstroke. Followed by Claire Golba and Logan Grauman.
Claire definitely threw herself into that finish. It looked like she almost had her there, but Niehaus' lead definitely kept her in the first position there.
Now let's take a look at the final standings from that race. Lindsay Niehaus in first, coming in at 55.08.
But actually a better final split by Claire Golba. She definitely did a great job on that last 50, trying to make a comeback for herself. Yeah, like Fell a little short, but she did a great job on that last 50.
Good to finish second for her, followed by Logan Grauman from ECU in a quick third.
Good job by these girls.
Well, the championship final, you just heard it. The women for the 100-yard backstroke entering into the natatorium. That's Christine Pedersen, the senior from UConn. In lane 1, in lane 2, Paris Zhang, the sophomore from Tulane. In lane 3, Laura Latero, the freshman from Houston. You saw her earlier today. She won the 200 IM last night. And in lane 4, Matea Samardzic, junior from SMU. In lane 5, Elena Kucivelli, sophomore from Houston. In lane 6, Jasmine Williams, senior from Houston. And in lane 7, the senior from Connecticut, Jamie Lynn Brookover. And in lane 8, Natalie Abondo, the sophomore from Cincinnati.
Now in lane 5, Elena Kucivelli, she's actually the defending champion from 2016.
Yeah, Elena Kucivelli just trying to do her best to keep her title. You know, those defending champions, we've already seen a couple of them do their part today. See if Eliana can match them.
Absolutely. Excited to see this swim. She's definitely got the crowd riled up.
Oh, yeah.
Home pool, excited for her.
Yeah, a few U of H swimmers in this race. 2 of them side by side there. That was Jasmine Williams just being announced. And they're into the pool. About to start off the women's 100-yard backstroke medal event. Coming out last was in lane 2, Paris Zhang. Looks like between her and Mateus Samardzic in lane 4.
Zhang is certainly giving everyone a run for their money with those underwaters.
Yeah, but in lane 4, it's Mateus Samardzic from SMU. So Samardzic with the lead, you see her there.
She's pulling ahead.
Trying to come in strong for the last 25.
See if she can hold everyone off for these last 25.
Yeah, in lane 2, Paris Zhang pushing as hard as she can, as well as Laura Latero. But SMU's Samardzic will win gold in the women's 100-yard breaststroke.
Great race by Samardzic.
Yeah, SMU taking the gold with a pair of Houston swimmers taking the silver and bronze. There you see it there, Laura Latero from the University of Houston finishing second. And in third, another Houston swimmer, Eliana Kutsavelli. But the champion gold medalist, Mateus Samardzic from SMU, capping it off with a 53.08.
Great final split by her, 27.41. She definitely held on through that last 50.
Let's take a look back at the women's 100 backstroke. You know, it didn't look like she had the best start off the kick, but you mentioned her underwaters. She definitely made up for any lost distance that she might have lost off that start. And there you go, she won it right there. Great job, you see her there. Excited, just exhausted it looks like. She swam her heart out in that race.
Great, great job.
And before we get to the awards, we'll take a quick break on the American Digital Network.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
Back in Houston, we just saw the women's 100-yard backstroke. Mateus Samardzic winning it for SMU.
All right, I'm here with Mateja Samajek, the winner of the women's 100-yard backstroke. You also were the winner of the women's 400-yard medley. I am. Congratulations. Top back-to-backs. How do you feel about this race and the last one?
Well, I'm really happy that I scored a lot of points for my team. Obviously, 100 back hurt a little bit more because of the 4IM, but I'm still happy with the result.
Absolutely. Well, great job. Tough night for you, and congratulations. That was a great job. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. She's had a few top times before in the 100-yard backstroke. Her top time was 52.92 before this race. Definitely this time trying to swim as fast as she could. Right now we see the 100-yard backstroke for the men's side, the consolation heat. Right now it looks like over in lane 5. We have Barrett Roberts from SMU, the freshman, off the lead, but quick underwater from John Metaxas, the freshman from Cincinnati. And right now in lane 3, Tyler Zig. But it looks like John Metaxas from Cincinnati in the top spot. He'll really be looking to take this home now. A few more yards to go. And Metaxas with first place for Cincinnati in the men's consolation heat for the 100-yard backstroke. Not sure exactly what happened with Stefan Popov. He really fell behind. You'll see the final results show up in just a second. And there you go, John Metaxas from Cincinnati. Quick swim of 49.97. And you know, you saw him slam the water there. It might be because he knew he could have swam that time in the morning and maybe even qualified for the final heat. So still a good swim overall in the consolations, but maybe not quite what he was looking for when he woke up this morning.
It's certainly tough to post a swim like that and know that it's not really going to add any points to your team's score. It can be a little frustrating, but I'm sure he's excited with the time overall anyway. I mean, I would be. That's a great time.
That's a great time. Under 50 is definitely great. But here come the swimmers who made the final heat. Led off there by Matthew McDonald from Cincinnati in lane 1, and lane 2, Tristan Taylor, the sophomore from ECU. His teammate, the senior, Fran Kazarnik in lane 3. In lane 4, junior from SMU, Bartosz Shizanik. And in lane 5, the freshman from Connecticut, Will Kiersey. And in lane 6, the senior from SMU, Brandon Norman. And in lane 7, the junior from ECU, Bolik Palakowski. And in lane 8, rounding it off, the sophomore from SMU, Keanu Kitching.
And in lane 3, we have Fran Kazarnik. He was actually the 2016 200 IM champion. It's his senior year, so let's see what he brings to the table tonight.
Yeah, we got another couple seniors. Another one being Brandon Norman from SMU. He's over in lane 6. See Will Kiersey there. He's a freshman. The only freshman in this race out of all 8 swimmers, so I don't know if he feels intimidated by them or not. It all depends on himself.
He's definitely proved that he is experienced as the seniors, and he is ready to be with the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's in lane 5, the second top seed from the prelims this morning. So we'll see what he has to offer. And they're off in the men's 100-yard backstroke. 4 lengths total for 100 yards.
It's like Tristan Taylor had some of the best underwaters off that dive there.
He's over in lane 2. But over in lane 4, we see Bartosz Szyzanek, junior from SMU. And over in lane 5 is Will Kiersey, the freshman from UConn. They're looking neck and neck right now. And the crowd begins to get into it. In lane 4, it's Bartosz.
See if he can hold him off for this last 25.
He definitely will try. Over in lane 3 is Szyzanek. Lane 4, excuse me, Szyzanek. In lane 3, Szyzanek.
See who gets that touch.
And in lane 5, Will Kiersey. The winner will be Will Kiersey from Connecticut. The freshman out-racing the senior.
He had a great finish. Kiersey. Amazing job.
Kiersey beating out the junior and senior upperclassmen for the gold. Was that a dab I just saw?
I believe you did.
Looks like he's wanting to finish off in style. See it there, Will Kiersey from UConn, the freshman. Flat time of 48, followed by Bartosz Szyzanek by 4/100ths of a second. That's one of the closest ones we've seen all evening.
It's so exciting when you get to see these freshmen start getting gold medals. I mean, this early on, as we've seen 2 seniors be 4-time gold medalists. And to see the start of something like that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're freshmen, and let's take a look back at what Will Kiersey just accomplished, this gold medal. Freshmen, their first conference championship meet, and they have such a bright future ahead of them. But I just feel like they win these big races like this, and I just hope they don't think that's good enough. We've seen that before. Especially we saw Hannah Herbst earlier last year. She won the championship for one of her swims, and she couldn't really do her best this year in some of her earlier races that she won in the past. So doesn't always stand for all the freshmen, but
Absolutely. It depends on whether the pressure of that kind of title makes or breaks you. And for a lot of champions like this, it's definitely going to push them to train harder each year, each day. But some of them, it's just hard to maintain that. And you also have to take into consideration, every year you recruit, you are looking to recruit talent better than yourself.
Right.
So these kids are coming in faster and faster and faster. So things like that have to motivate a defending champion every day just to make sure that they can maintain their spot and hopefully get a spot in the record books.
Right. And credit to Hannah Herbst earlier. She swam outstanding in those consolation races. So she also has a bright future ahead of her. No disrespect to her and U of H.
Absolutely.
But Will Kiersey, just a great race from him. Freshman from UConn winning the men's 100-yard backstroke.
I'm here with Will Kiersey out of UConn, the champion of the men's 100-yard backstroke. Congratulations. To do this as a freshman is pretty incredible. How does that have you feeling for the rest of this meet? You got 1 day left.
Yeah, well, I'm just so excited to be here, and I can't believe I just did that. I'm overwhelmed, and the team has been so great welcoming me here, and I've already had a pretty good meet so far, and the 200 and the relay left, so on to the next one.
We are very excited to watch you swim those. Congratulations. Back to you, AB.
Will Kiersey from Wethamstead, England. Attending Roundwood Park School. His premier event is the backstroke. And we are about to see the women's 3-meter diving. We'll take a quick break. And we're just going to go into the dives here. Starting off is Brooke Poshkable from SMU. She came in smooth on the entry, not as much height on the dive. She was attempting a back pike dive, but good results. Smooth entry into the water from Brooke. Coming up next is Michelle Kolupski from University of Connecticut. She'll be attempting a back 2.5 somersault tuck. 2.8 on the difficulty scale. Tough dive to start things off for Michelle. Might have been a little bit late on that entry, but the tuck was good, and we'll see what the judges have to say.
Our awards are 6.5.
Here, you can say the name, and then I can do the dive. And that's Caitlin Abernathy from Houston. She was attempting an inward 1.5 somersault pike. And here we watch it in slow motion. You know, that pike, legs weren't as close to her chest as they could be.
We have Alicia Roche doing a back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist.
You know, very smooth entry into the water. She was good off the board. And there we go, good results.
And we have Lauren Burrell. She is attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
That was a pretty tight pike. Good rotations. A good alignment on the entry. Yeah, it's good scores for her. 3 7s on the board. One of the best scores we've seen so far in the first few swimmers.
We have Alexandra Butera from University of Connecticut. She is attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
You know, it's just pretty good height off the board. Just maybe we'll see it on the replay, get a better look at it. Good points, good scores for her. Total 45.60. See a quick replay here off the jump. Not necessarily on the end of the board that might have restricted her height just a little bit.
And now we have Monica Marcello from UConn as well. She is attempting a back 2.5 somersault pike.
Degree of difficulty 3.0. A tough way to start off in the first round. It was a little bit late on that entry. See her feet kick back. Hence the slightly lower scores there.
And now we have Michaela Butera from U of H. She is attempting a forward 2.5 somersault, 1 twist pike.
Well, she was very quick on those somersaults and transitioned well into the twist into the entry. And great scores, 7.5s across. Best one we've seen all night. Now, Michaela dived in the 1 meter event as well 2 days ago during day 1, but I believe it was during round 5, round 4 where she had a missed dive and it just eliminated her chances of placing.
And for round 2, we have Brooke Popsicle from SMU, and she is attempting a reverse dive pike.
First dive pike 1.9, but a good entry, getting her an 8. However, the degree of difficulty only at 1.9, not necessarily what you need if you want to rack up points. Get into the leaders. A good dive nonetheless, but maybe a little bit more difficult would have helped her with those scores.
And now we have Michelle Kalupski from UConn. She's attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
A little slow on those rotations with the somersaults. Get a better look at it soon. Nope. Not to the cameraman. Just a quick look at it here. And not necessarily too tight on those that pike.
And now we have Caitlin Abernathy of U of H. She is attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tuck.
A little early on that entry. Feet stayed back. Good on the tuck. She stayed pretty tight there.
Now we have Alicia Rouchet from ECU. She's attempting a back 2.5 somersault tuck.
Keeping those toes on the very edge. Arms straight, good posture. Very quick on the rotation, but that entry, she was laid back on the entry, and that might have helped. Did not help her. She was very arched. Take a better look at it here. Quick on the rotations, not the best tuck, but that entry was arched, and that definitely resulted in some lost points from the judges.
And now we have Lauren Burrell of U of H. She is attempting a forward 3.5 somersault tuck.
Good dive, 2.8 on the difficulty scale. Ooh. Looked good on the somersaults. 3.5, that's tough to do on a 3 meter, but we'll see what the judges say about that entry. Yeah, that might have been the issue there. Let's see, she was good on the height, good oscillation on the board. Feet were pointed on the tuck, but that entry just came in a little bit too late.
And now we have Alexandra Butera from UConn. She is attempting a forward 2.5 somersault, 1 twist pike.
Pretty good on the somersaults. Let's see how she rotated on the twist. Teammates are happy about it. And they should be. Good score for Alexandra. Very quick, and she got into the water just in time.
Now we have Monica Marcello of UConn attempting a back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist.
Good entry. That looked like a good dive from Monica. Good job on the twist. Good scores.
And now we have Michaela Butera from U of H. She is attempting a forward 3.5 somersault tuck.
Maybe just a little bit late into the water, but good job on those somersaults. She had a good dive in round 1. But that jump off the board was not on the end. And since she wasn't able to get that height off the board, it might have resulted in that late entry into the water.
And for round 3, we have Brooke Popsicle again from SMU. She's attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
Good scores for Brooke. Let's take a look back. See the difference there. She jumped off the end of the board, which enabled her to get the height she needed and enter the water.
Now we have Michelle Kalipski from UConn attempting a forward 1.5 somersault double twist.
Very quick on those twists on the get-go. Trying to keep her position as tight as possible. 41.25.
Now we have Caitlin Abernathy of University of Houston. She will be attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
Looks good on the somersaults. Not as quick as he's done it before. Looks like she went in head first.
And now we have Alicia Rouchet from ECU. She is attempting a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
A range from 5.5 to 7. You don't see a 1.5 difference in score. Kept her feet pointed up during the pike. Maybe not as tight as she could have made it, but.
Now we have Lauren Burrell of University of Houston with a back 2.5 somersault tuck. Now University of Houston is actually the defending champions from 2015 and 2016 in diving on the 3 meter.
So that's Lauren Burrell from U of H, her teammate Michaela Batter as well, trying to defend.
We now have Alexandra Butera of UConn attempting a back 2.5 somersault pike.
Degree of difficulty 3.0. You can see why 2.5 somersaults with a pike. They don't get that right height off the board. Yeah, she knows it too. Leads to a much more difficult entry. Just really arched into the pool.
We now have Monica Marcello. She is attempting a reverse 2.5 somersault pike out of UConn.
Now it's almost the same thing, just very arched. Late entry. Or early entry, I should say. That's definitely going to hurt her final score. Yeah, she didn't get the right jump off the board, and she knew it as soon as she jumped up.
Now we have Michaela Bouter from U of H. She's attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tuck.
She's very close to the board on that dive. But Michaela was leading after 2 rounds. And good scores again, 7.5, 7, 7, 7, 7.5. And that moves her up to first again after 3 rounds. Total of 174.55, followed by Alexander Butera and Lauren Burrell from U of H in the third spot.
We are starting round 4. Again, we have Brooke Popshikal from SMU, and she's attempting a back 1.5 somersault, half twist.
Good scores for Brooke. Almost executed it flawlessly. Good entry into the water, almost at 93.
And now we have Michelle Kalipski from UConn. She's attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tuck.
Kept her knees into the chest. Good entry into the water. To the pool, I should say. Maybe wasn't as tight on that tuck as I originally thought.
Now we have Caitlin Abernathy of U of H. She is attempting a back 2.5 somersault tuck.
Coach Bob Gibson happy about that one. Yeah, and I can see why. Great
Beautiful
dive
dive.
from Caitlin. Let's take a look at it on the replay. Just very very quick on those rotations, I should say, and the tuck was pretty good. And she got into the position to dive into the water. Timed it perfectly.
And we have Alicia Rouchet from ECU. She is attempting a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck.
Good height off the board. Tried to save it in the end off the 2.5 somersaults. And she didn't try to save it enough. Oh, Lauren Burrell, not what she needed to do. Teammates encouraging her. That's tough to watch. She was in the third spot after round 3. And in round 4, she's just going to get most likely ones. We're waiting for the scores. Ones, halves, twos. Tough for Lauren Burrell. It's hard to watch. Let's see what went wrong. The jump, she looked okay, but she just lost it there on the last somersault. Couldn't get out of it and get straight down.
Now we have Alexandra Butera out of UConn. She is attempting a reverse 2.5 somersault pike. Up next, we have Monica Marcello, and she is attempting a forward 3.5 somersault pike.
Pretty quick with that entry. Trying to rip it in the end.
Now we have Michaela Butera out of the University of Houston, currently ranked first. She is attempting a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck.
Good dive for Michaela, maybe a little bit late on that entry. A couple 6.5, but another good average score. That's the end of round 4. She's still in the top spot by about a good good 34 points, about 35 points.
Trying to keep those titles to U of H. And this is Brooke Popchikov for round 5. She's attempting an inward 1.5 somersault pike.
Brooke not really attempting the most difficult of dives on the 3 meter. That was a 2.1 on the scale, her max being a 2.4. That's going to limit your points.
Now we have Michelle Kalipsky from Yukon. She is attempting a reverse 2.5 somersault tug.
Caitlin had a great dive in round 4. Trying to follow it up in round 5 with another good one. And there you go, 7's on the board there, 7.5. Bob Gunter, the diving coach for U of H, should be proud of that one.
We've got Alicia Rouchet from ECU. She is attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tug.
Ooh, I heard a no. Oh, as soon as she jumped off that board. Didn't get the right oscillation, no height off the board. Threw off her entire dive. Let's take a look back at it. Yeah, just off that jump, off the start, she knew it. All right, let's see if Lauren can redeem herself with this dive.
Lauren Burrell attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tuck out of U of H.
It looked good off the start, and then late on the entry, kicking the feet back. Yeah, that last dive in round 4 might have just messed her a little bit too much. Just not herself right now.
And we have Alexandra Butera out of Yukon. She's attempting an inward 2.5 somersault tuck.
All right, 2.7 on the difficulty scale. Good somersaults. Currently moves her up to second position.
And now we have Monica Marcello. She is out of Yukon, attempting a forward 2.5 somersault, 1 twist pike.
Good height off the board, quick on the twist, but you see her shaking her head there. She knew that entry could have used some work.
We now have Michaela Butera of University of Houston. She is attempting a back 2.5 somersault tuck.
2.8 on the difficulty scale. Save it towards the end. We'll see what the judges have to say. Definitely not what she was looking for. Take a look back. Height looked good. Tuck A little bit, maybe too much separation between the knees and the chest. I'm going to try to keep that tight to get the better scores.
We're now on the 6th and final round, and this is Brooke Popchikal of SMU attempting a back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist.
Quick on those twists, not too much height, but trying to make up for it there with the entry, and she did a good job. One of her best dives. I think that was a smile on her face we just saw. It was indeed. Happy to hear her teammates cheer her on.
We now have Michelle Kalipski of UConn. She is attempting a reverse 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. Caitlin Abernathy of U of H.
Very smooth into the water.
That was a back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist.
But she had a worried look on her after towards the direction of Coach Bob Gunter.
We now have Alicia Rouchet from ECU. She is attempting a forward 1.5 somersault, double twist.
Yeah, might have come in at a slight angle there on the dive. On the entry, I should say. Lauren Burrell from the University of Houston.
We have Laura Burrell, University of Houston, back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist.
Good dive from Lauren. Last two dives weren't up to her capability, but this one, much more like her usual self. Good twist. Pretty good entry.
Alexandra Butera, last dive of the night, attempting a forward 1.5 somersault, double twist.
Very quick on those twists. It would have been a good entry if it wasn't for the feet coming back towards the end. Feet kind of stayed back.
We now have Monica Marcello out of UConn. She is attempting an inward 2.5 somersault pike.
Monica trying to see if she can place. She'll need a good dive here. That pike was really tight. She kept that up to her chest, exactly what she needed to do. Good clap from her coach. She got some pretty good scores, and that moves her up to second spot. That's exactly what Monica needed to place in this event. 292.5.
And with the final dive of the night, we have Michaela Butera of Houston.
She gets a good dive in here, and she will be the gold medalist.
Reverse 1.5 somersault, double half twist.
That was close towards the end. We heard a couple oohs and ahs earlier on during the dive. She knows she messed up there, but that will be good enough for Michaela Bowder to win the gold medal.
She came in at the top seed tonight and ended up beating her time from prelims this morning. And she is actually defending her championship title on this 3-meter board.
So great job for Michaela, the women's 3-meter champion, followed by Caitlin Abernathy from Houston as well, getting the silver. And Monica Marcello from UConn coming in with 292.5. That was close between second and third, just a gap of about 2.75 points.
Absolutely. Very, very great diving by these girls.
You can see she's happy there. She just found out that they both placed. I think Michaela's definitely happy about that. Her and her teammate, Kaylin. Can't believe what happened. It's pure joy.
So exciting to watch these two teammates. I mean, they train together every day. You obviously want the best for everyone that's working out around you as well. So it's very, very exciting to see both of these girls.
Yeah, that's Kaylin Abernathy. She's a freshman. I think that's why Michaela Bowder is just so excited. She's just so happy for her freshman teammate.
So exciting to watch that.
Great to see. Michaela Bowder, the redshirt junior from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Again, defending her title from last year.
Right. And over there, Caitlin. You know what? Before we go to the award ceremony, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the American Athletic Conference on the American Digital Network.
You have to innovate, inspire, be up for the challenge, have the drive to achieve and the vision to transform, to unleash your power, boldly forge ahead to a place where nothing holds you back. This is the University of Houston. Welcome to the Powerhouse.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
This is a classroom.
This is a lab.
This is a study break.
This is family.
This is our backyard.
This is UConn.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
I'm here with Michaela Bouter, the gold medalist of the women's 3-meter diving, and also Caitlin Abernathy, the silver medal finalist for the women's 3-meter diving. Congratulations, girls. How exciting is it for you two to be able to do this at your home pool? And a junior and a freshman, you still have time to go.
I'm so proud of this girl. I'm so proud. She's done so good, and it's amazing to share the podium with her. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, it's very exciting for you both. Get to share this with all your teammates, all your family, all your friends. How exciting. Great job, and congratulations going into, and good luck going into tomorrow. Thank you so much. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. You know, definitely it's always fun to see two teammates excited after a good event like that, a good dive like that. But Michaela Bouter and Abernathy, both of them it seemed like they just shared this bond after they won. Bouter mentioning she's so proud of Caitlin for her accomplishments as a freshman. I mean, that's when you know the teammates are really close to each other, when she's even more excited about her teammate winning silver than she is winning gold. Just great to see from the junior and freshman from U of H. Well, we're just about to get underway with the last about 4 races here. We got the medleys coming up. You see the women's 400-yard medley about to take place. Excuse me, last 2 races now for the evening. The women's 400-yard medley relay, and you see in Cincinnati, Jacqueline Keir. She'll be the anchor once again with the freestyle. So trying to go for gold for the 4th time, excuse me.
Certainly excited to see what kind of time Jacqueline posts tonight. Like I said earlier, she dropped about a half a second from her individual swim to last night's relay. So
they're starting off with a backstroke. 400-yard medley relay. Last to come out of the water, ECU with the yellow cap, Logan Grauman.
And in lane 4, we have our champion from the women's 100-meter yard backstroke, from SMU, Matea Samardzic.
Yeah, she did tell you during your interview that she still has this race to go. She said she was a little tired, but she's still excited for it.
She has had an incredibly tough night tonight, from the 400 IM,
right,
which she also won.
Exactly.
To the 100 back, and then to this race. I mean, she has had some incredibly tough swims and a very, very long Friday.
Well, looks like she has some good split times right now on the backstroke. Coming in for a final about 10 yards, it looks like. Now coming into the water for SMU is Tara Nichols, the senior. And they're about to start the breaststroke now. There we go. Tara Nichols trying to keep that lead that Samardzic held for SMU.
U of H trying to gain a little bit of ground on SMU.
You see U of H in lane 3 to the left of SMU.
Now, Peyton Condis of U of H, who is currently swimming this leg, she was actually the winner of the 100-yard breaststroke.
Earlier tonight.
So we're definitely going to see quite the showing from her and see what she can do on this leg to bring her team up.
And there you go, Danny. She looks like she's trying to catch up to SMU's Nichols. Right now, it's between them for first and second, and quick on the turn is Peyton Condis. Looks like right now they're neck and neck for first place.
It's amazing to see. She's actually a freshman, and Tara Nichols from SMU is a senior, so this is exciting to watch.
Just trying to outrace her. Looks like she will on the touch. First is Peyton Condis into the water for U of H is Cheryl Rodriguez-Rivera. And hey, guess who on for SMU? It's Marne Erasmus, the 4-time gold medalist. She has earned that award today during her race in the butterfly.
And we see why. Look at those underwaters.
Very quick.
Smooth, and she's already getting a lead off that first 50.
Cheryl Rodriguez will have to catch up to try to get back to Marne Erasmus, but Erasmus with a huge lead on the butterfly, leaving nothing behind.
Erasmus is untouchable in this 100 fly.
Just incredible to watch. Right now it's between them and U of H, but you see over there in the last lane, we see more racing from Tulane, it looks like, in lane 6. But right now it's SMU with the lead, going in, almost about to go into the last 100 with the freestyle. That's SMU's Vicky Cunningham, the senior, coming in for SMU, and U of H's Kristina Yuskova in lane 3.
Let's see what these girls can do. Now, don't forget, that Zinnia Yuskova from U of H, she was actually the second place finisher in the 200 free. So let's see if she can kind of catch up to SMU's lead here. And honestly, let's not count out Jacqueline Keir of Cincinnati. We saw what she did yesterday, came from way behind, and now she has more ground where she can make it up. So let's see what she can do. She is starting to gain.
Well, right now it looks like it's SMU's Vicky Cunningham who's going to take it for her team. And that will definitely be the case. SMU winning gold and silver will go to U of H, with third going to Cincinnati. Jacqueline Keir getting the bronze for the University of Cincinnati. A great swim from Vicky Cunningham, the senior, coming out of SMU.
Now, also a great last leg from Jacqueline Keir, but she just had too much ground to make up, and she only had 100 to be able to make up all that lost time, and unfortunately she wasn't able to do it this round, but still a great swim by her.
Yeah, you know, in the 400-yard medley, it's all about those transitions as well, from swimmer to swimmer, those turns underwater with the slower strokes, the backstroke and the breaststroke really making a big difference. Let's take a look back at SMU's victory here. They weren't too quick off the backstroke, actually, but making up ground with those turns was Matea Samardzic, the winner earlier today in her individual backstroke event.
Incredible leg by Matea. That was outstanding. I mean, she was behind and then gave about a body length lead by the end of her third leg.
And it's that starting swimmer and then the anchor at the end who can really make a difference. You see Vicky Cunningham swimming in hard. Great swim from all swimmers in SMU. Also credit to University of Houston for finishing out in second. And Jacqueline Keir just getting a medal for her team, swimming in hard towards the end for the University of Cincinnati.
Certainly hard to beat SMU in that event. I mean, they had two champions just on that relay alone from tonight.
So that was the second to last race of the evening. Coming up soon, we'll have the men's 400-yard medley relay. Should be an exciting swim as well.
SMU Women's 400 Medley Relay, champions of tonight. So you guys had 2 individual champions on this relay. How did that get you excited for this relay?
Well, everyone here, I think Monet and Matea and Vicky, all incredible swims today. So I think that's like a good level to be confident on, you know, going into the relay, knowing like we got a secure spot like that.
Absolutely. Well, it was a great swim, very exciting to watch, and we look forward to seeing what you all can do tomorrow. Congratulations again. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. A good race from them, and now we're about to get the men's 400-yard medley relay underway. In lane 3, we have East Carolina ECU. In lane 4, University of Cincinnati. In lane 5, SMU. And in lane 6, University of Connecticut. 4 teams in the men's 400-yard medley relay. Coming off the backstroke now, first out of the water was in lane 3, ECU. Looks like on the turn there, it still will be ECU. Very quick on the turn is Franz Zarnik. Franz Zarnik, the senior. He'll be followed up by Will Hicks, who won earlier today. But over in lane 6, we see UConn gaining some speed. In lane 5, SMU trying to maintain maintain second now as UConn moved up. And now into the breaststroke. Now it's SMU over in lane 5 being quick off the start. That Jiga Zerkofnik over in lane 5. Zerkofnik with the lead on the turn in the breaststroke. But ECU's Will Hicks being very quick. But he's quick on the turns, but Jiga trying to maintain his lead. And it still is SMU's Zerkofnik. Zerkofnik first to touch, entering the water is Simon Golchek, the sophomore for SMU. ECU doing great under the water there, but let's see if they have enough speed to catch up.
As long as they keep these underwater strong, I think they'll have the ability to gain some ground on SMU.
So SMU still with the lead on this turn. The last 50 for Golchek.
Now, certainly don't count out East Carolina. For their anchor is John Meyer.
We've certainly heard his name earlier tonight. Well, right now it is Simon Golchek, the sophomore, leading it off for SMU. Leading for SMU. Coming in for his final touch. And handing it over to Ralph Koo, the freshman, the anchor for the Mustangs. And here we go, the Pirates, ECU's John Meyer, like you just said, Danny, trying to be quick. Quick under the water. It's between them two right now. Third place will either, looks like it's a race between Cincinnati or Connecticut, but first or second, quick race right now between ECU and SMU.
Let's see how John Meyer and Ralph Koo can finish out this last 50. This is a tough one because you take out these hundreds like a sprint. I mean, you don't hold back really on your first 100. So
and
let's see who brings it in.
Ralph Koo is quick, but coming up underwater is ECU's John Meyer. It's going to come down to the end. Ralph Koo looks like he might touch first, and he will. SMU gets the gold in the men's 400-yard medley relay, followed by ECU. What a swim. 6/100ths of a second separating the two teams.
Great swim by these guys, both these teams. Incredible job. And both these teams have had fantastic relays throughout this entire meet. SMU has had some serious strong relays for these past 2 days, as well as ECU. So they are pretty much neck and neck as far as depth goes.
Yeah, and you see the bronze medal there will be awarded to University of Connecticut, finishing with a time of 3:15. Let's go back and look at the replay of the race. You know, good stuff all the way. There are only 4 teams, but still very competitive. That's good to see. Coming off the backstroke there for SMU was Bartosz Krzanek. SMU just had that lead, and they were able to maintain it towards the end. It looked like Ralph Koo might give it up to John Meyer. John Meyer was very quick under the water. His underwaters were excellent, but Ralph Koo beating him out in the sprint towards the end.
That last 12.5 by John Meyer, though, is incredible to watch.
Right.
Although he didn't get the touch on that one, I mean, that closing speed was absolutely amazing.
Well, you know, let's take a look at the men's, just explain the men's team's ranking. The ECU started off the day in the first spot with 327. They will end the day with 630 in first place, 630 points to ECU. They have about a 128-point lead against in front of SMU in second. They are, with one day to go, it's looking pretty good for ECU.
Oh, it is looking great.
Still a lot more swimming and diving to come up in tomorrow's races. We're just about to get the medal ceremony underway here for the last medals being awarded for day 3 of the conference championships. Let's go ahead and go to a break quickly before we recap the day's events on the American Digital Network.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
To discover your power, you have to innovate, inspire, be up for the challenge, have the drive to achieve and the vision to transform. To unleash your power, boldly forge ahead to a place where nothing holds you back. This is the University of Houston. Welcome to the power.
And the medal award ceremony beginning for the men 400-yard medley relay.
All right, I'm here with the champions of the men's 400 medley relay. Congratulations, guys. That was an amazing race to watch. You took an early lead. So I have a question for you, Ralph. How did you feel on that last 100?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm speechless. I mean, that was great. I mean, out of all three of us, I'm definitely like the slowest, but hey, I kept it going, and I touched them out, and I'm happy. I'm grateful.
That was amazing to watch, right down to the finish. You had us all guessing, so great job. Congratulations, guys. That was amazing. Back to you, AB.
Thank you, Danny. And it wasn't just the SMU's men's relay team that did well. I mean, SMU had a pretty good day overall. It started off with Matea Samardzic winning the gold for the women's 400-yard IM, and then she won the relay just before the men won. So just great stuff from SMU. In the 100-yard fly, we saw Marne Erasmus from SMU win that event for the 4th year in a row. Amazing stuff. And speaking of 4 gold medals in a row, can't leave out the freestyle, 200-yard freestyle for the women's side. That was all Jacqueline Keir all the way, winning that with a time of 1:46.24. And just a lot of great swimming today. We saw great diving from U of H. Michaela Bowder, the junior from South Africa, winning with a total score of 322.15. And Monica Marcello coming in from UConn, and then just great stuff. I mean, great stuff from all the teammates. U of H doing great on the diving today. And Danny, just your thoughts on day 3.
Today we saw some incredible swimming. I mean, we saw 2 different instances where people were defending their title for the 4th time, which is absolutely incredible. We also just saw that amazing relay with Ralph Koo just out-touching John Muir. I mean, amazing swimming. So I'm very, very excited to see what these guys can bring in the last day of this championship. Now, the last day is the toughest. You're tired, you're sore. I mean, it's a tough, tough day. So I am, with how fast they've been swimming all week, I am excited to see what they can do.
Well, it's definitely going to be an exciting day 4. We have a lot lined up for tomorrow. A bunch of swimming, a bunch of diving. We're definitely looking forward to it. Well, alongside Danny, Yoho, and the entire production crew here in Houston, I'm A.B. Bakta. Thanks for watching. Good night.